Is he cursed to never, ever win midweek muster again? Oh, starting to feel that way. One and all, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the midweek muster. Number 5 here in the grand finals for game number 6. And it is actually Vortex of Team Fox on the verge of taking it. His second week signing up, and he may already be a champion. With Puppy Paw not here to defend his title, it fell upon Wam. And now he may be about to be bam, thank you, ma'am, out of this one. Malians versus Rus, a matchup that Wam has been able to dominate as the Rus before on that exact map. We are on High View, aka Pigeon's View, the better version. And you're going to see why Rus looks so good here. Tree line galore. Hunting cabins already being dropped to maximize. I love that pivot as well. Vortex was going to set up the second hunting cabin like people always do. He pivoted it across to this one to maximize tree density, which means both of these are going to generate probably about 18 gold in the first minute of play. Really strong play. Behind this, sheep hall is going to be a very important detail. 10 to 13 already. And oh my giddy aunt. This could be 2TC. I think 2TC can make a lot of sense for Rus on this map. We've seen it look pretty healthy. It's also especially good against Malians. Malians hate nothing more than 2TC civs. Because when they're very efficient at doing it, it means that you have to waste time reacting to the aggression that follows up in Feudal, and it keeps you away from your castle. And by the time you get there, you're talking about an opponent having like a 20 villager lead, right? Rus is one of those civs that's very good at that because of how clean the tech time is going to be into Feudal and the TC. And then the follow-up detail that makes them more tilting is knights on a map like this. What could be epic for Wam here is Pro Scouts. I think Pro Scouts plays really well on this map because of the Stealth Forest. Second TCs don't give vision into Stealth Forest, so let's say Vortex drops a TC here, you can sneak in and snatch deer, snatch deer, snatch deer. Removing value from the play. Got to get coming in. We'll know very quickly if this is 2TC, because what you'll see from Vortex is probably about 3.5 minutes in, he'll pull the villagers to gather 50 stone to generate the tickets, and then he'll go into the wood. Answer on the other side. Wow, look at this one as well. Ooh, bit tricky for him if aggro does eventually come. The good news is that usually the Rus aggro is more raid focused in this matchup in the early phase, not all in. This would be more painful if you're against an all-in civ. Like, for example, Delhi scaling Ghazi, eventually getting a ram, they'd take all this down. Rus probably not going to rush your rams. Well, unless it's Kiljadi playing Rus. I still remember that game against Vortex. That was ridiculous. It's not that he can never win, it's that he's the gatekeeper of the winner. Well, is that true? You think Louis would win if he was here? I don't know, like Louis or Wam, I don't want to say completely similar playstyles, but they do both like the mid to late game more than someone like Vortex. I think they maybe suffer the same way. Especially on Vortex's current form. I mean, I've been impressed just how quickly he's picked up AoE4 again. You'd almost think he barely left. Guys, hear me out. What if Vortex didn't leave? What if he's been one of those Chinese named accounts all along, and he simply said he'd left, so that everyone was like, oh, the most aggressive players left. Let's practice Imperial Age and TC booming. And then... would be crafty. But there you go. 5 villages out in the stone. Timing on the second TC is a lot cleaner now because of the buff to Golden Gate. You get the required resources 20 seconds sooner now. Because remember, they buffed the tickets to generate every 50 seconds when it used to be a minute. Scouts in the meantime are going to be a little bit annoying. So houses are going to get torched. Rack's reaction is coming in from the Malians. So we aren't getting any Pro Scouts play here for Wam. That worries me because this TC is going to be disgusting. And what's Wam's play? I guess you could go for Donzo Javelin Rush. That would be pretty unique. You don't see it very often these days, but we actually had a game the other day with Malians where, and I think it might have been Wam actually, he found a really good timing to just rush in. I believe it was Wam versus Cat, where he found a really good timing to rush in with spears, javelins against French, and eradicate his opponent. How did you guys vote at the end, by the way? 61% Wam. Now, be honest, how much of that is because you guys really, really want to see 7 games? TC drop coming in. It's the disgusting one we talked about. I mean, this is jackpot spawn, right? In fairness, it's not like Vortex got something that Wam didn't. I love this from Wam, though. He went out onto the deer. Pretty smart play. I don't think you want to be spamming cattle. That slows down a tech play, if that is your eventual goal. Malian camp now actively coming in, so we might just be seeing a Fulani rush. Yeah, feels like it, right? I mean, otherwise, pit mine plus passive gold, you don't really need it to just gradually trend towards castle. He needs to rush that timing. The second pit mine also getting added in. Vortex probably just going to rush castle here. And then you're likely looking at men arms flood, which is really smart into Donzo. Because those javelin attacks they throw can easily take out horse archers, right? And also, your opponent can scale javelins at this stage, so horse archers just die. I really like the idea of just opening with double racks for Roos in castle. Especially on a map where your opponent's quite blind. You can just kind of sneak in unnoticed. And yes, Cow does play in tournaments. He was gracious enough to challenge B, and B was able to practice that incredible supervision mill build with the fishing. Good guy, Cow. We're 4-4 like that, you know? Like, I already make enough grand finals, guys. Like, did you know, you guys thought that Puppy Paw's streak of winning 3 grand finals was impressive? Wham's streak of making 5 grand finals? I've made 5 grand finals. As a caster, but still. I think it counts. Survival techniques down the way. Now, you might be thinking, oh, Vortex is ages away from castle, but the disgusting thing is just how much quicker you get there with Golden Gate. Remember, you are getting an extra 50 resources for free every minute. That's the way it works. And because you go and gather all the wood and sell it gold, it's even quicker, right? Because you're getting 20% more wood. Wolves coming up. So Wam is aware of the potential raid. Vortex is already aware that he wants to be on a raid here. We have got the first ranch coming in. That's a bloody long walk for the cattle. Very, very hunkered in wolves from Vortex as well. What do you think, guys? 1s if you like Wam's plan, 2s if you like Vortex's. Another scary thing here, guys. Look at what there's room for here. Do you guys see that? I mean, this could have been better with a slightly further forward wall, and then you just high trade house here. But that's going to be a pretty big high trade house opportunity. I don't know if it's going to be insanely out this well, because you're just very far away from this tree line. This one's slightly chopped, but it is going to be probably, I want to guess, maybe 180? Probably higher. Well, the numbers we were seeing off of pathetic tree lines, we could easily have 200 plus. This is another thing that makes Roos really good on this map. I think high trade houses scaling for tier 2, tier 3 is a little bit overtuned, right? The numbers made sense with the old deer system, but with the new deer system, with the new bounty system rather, you almost guaranteed every game, well, definitely guaranteed every game to eventually get tier 3 bounty. Quite quickly, actually, I'd say. So I wonder if the numbers could be brought down just a smidge here. It's still going to be a good landmark, even with that tweak. Oh no, here comes the random guy on YouTube that hates me when I say things should be nerfed. It's not really that I aim for nerfs. I actually prefer buffs, but, you know, when high trade house is being built literally every game, you've either got to find a very creative buff out of Trinity now, or maybe we just need to bring down a smidge on the HDH. Wall's going up. Oh, look, I've never seen Wam do this before. He freaking loves his walls. High trade house is going to be good, though, guys. 71 trees. That's enough to make you so Wam, these type of walls kind of necessary when you know either horse archers or knights are coming. Otherwise, you just get grabbed everywhere. I mean, look at his vision without these walls, right? It's absurdly blind. Vortex, though, has got the 10 villager lead. Wam, not too far off his own tech timing, but it won't be a complete Fulani if he chooses now. And it looks like we are going to be getting knights and horse archers. Love this build. You love how Wam says... Dude, I have literally had Wam in person be like, I don't think I'm a defensive player. I'm like, you're a very defensive player. When everyone else is like, I don't think I can wall anymore, Wam's like, hold my beer. So Monastery as well. Vortex very clean on his timings here. Wam is at least going to be able to guard these. It's quite nice, actually, that you're up against Warrior Monks. Donzos will actually perform better there, because remember, it's a cavalry unit. Grand Filon now coming in. So High Trade House, 190 gold. Cha-ching. You still got other tiers of the bounty system to get through, right? So it's going to get better. Vortex going at Archers Knights is pretty crafty, actually. I don't think Wam's going to expect that. You'd expect Horse Archers and Knights on a map like this. So the reason this is important is because Wam's going to have to build Donzos. He's probably thinking Donzo Sofa. Knights should do pretty damn well against that. You have to kite the fight right. Even if your opponent does scale Javelins, though, Javelins tend to feel better against Archers in Feudal Age compared to Castle. Right? They'll still be the counter unit, but the attack speed difference starts to hurt a little bit more, right? Especially if you have something being countered. Like, the idea is that Vet Archers will kill Donzos a lot quicker than Feudal Archers would, right? So attack speed kind of matters a little bit more, especially when you blob to 30, 40, 50 units. I think he should name himself Wam01. Yo, Age of Empires 2 has the Legend of Wall. Can Wam be that for us? You guys ever realize that going back to it, now that I think about it, Kazma should have made an account just called Tower? Damn, that was a missed marketing opportunity right there. Poke coming in. Warrior Monk already able to pick up the first, well, second, sorry. He's already got one home, right? Looks like Wam is going to expand a little bit wider to try and guard. We have got sofas surely on the way here, right? Yeah, double stables coming in now. Looks like he's playing for Relics himself, but he's already very far behind. Yeah, I'm getting further behind. It's 43 to 59. You know, the Fulani can equate for about like 20 villages roughly. We're about to reach its threshold. On top of that, your opponent has got passive gold trickle that beats you. Right? You've got double pit mine and a Mansa generating, what was that, 274 gold. The High Trade House alone does 190. That's coming in. Wham, not a fight he wants. What he has to take. I mean, he has at least got the veteran Donzos, but the Vet Archers just mopping him quickly. Not a great start. Wham has at least got the walls to buy some time. He might need a lot of time. Notice I emphasized time there. I was like, no, not a lot of walls, guys. He already has a lot of those. Wham without walls is like alcohol-free beer. Do you think he just like ever picks Mongols and goes to instinctively like cure wall? Says like just says Q, X and goes, oh. Oh. It's like a pirate captain going to shake his hook and realizing he doesn't have one. It just doesn't feel right. Burn Fruit coming in on the pit mines. This is a Night Flood, and it's one that he can afford for so long due to the deer. Usually this is a little bit difficult to achieve, right? You're going to run out of food, but not in this type of game. Second pit mine now being targeted, and Wam doesn't have a way of easily poking this. He could actually be getting some freebies, though. I'm a little bit surprised there. Donzos have the Javelin Thrower, right? And remember, they do double damage against them, so you'll do 16 damage to these knights, minus 4. 20 Donzos is enough to insta-kill a knight. You need every single kill you can get. You think Vortex needs crossbows? I don't think so. Look at his knight count. He'll be getting Boy's Fortitude soon. Boy's Fortitude, like, you were already going to beat Sofa with knights. Boy's Fortitude guarantees it. Add in a Warrior Monk with the buff for the +1 armor. That's kind of wild, right? Like, with the important armors, you feel quite tanky until you realize your opponent already has 1 more armor, and important armors gives you 2. So all he needs to do is bring a Warrior Monk in for a single stab, and he gets buffed up. Crossbows are going to be on the way. Even cleaner victory. But, like, crazily enough, if you at least have a Warrior Monk here, this comp wins. Wam has to outplay him in these fights big. Archers are going to start a step back. Sofas were trying for the backstab, but Vortex is going to find him there. The wall on the side. Vortex doesn't skip a beat, though. He finds it and snipes it. And now both cavalry lines are going to surge towards each other again. The Donzo count still looking fairly decent, so Vortex is going to have to keep skirting this. But he can wait it out, right? Trade the archers, the Donzos, and victory should be yours. He's got so many archers coming in as well. Wow, I think the melee mosh pit is just getting kind of a little bit too much. And now with the lines thin, Vortex looks to overwhelm. Wam is ironically looking Donzo. Greedy pit mine grab is his only upside right now. This is a risk and then some, but he needs to take risks. I respect that. You gotta respect the hell out of the Spaniard. People warned that he was coming, that he was back on form. Now, I don't think that next week is gonna be as simple to dominate because we're stacking the lineup. But week number 5, his throne awaits him. All he needs to do now is don the cape, put on the crown, and don't trip over yourself as you approach the throne. Wow, of course, said, I don't hear no bell. I mean, you might as well play it out, right? You're on the verge of defeat in this best of 7. Vortex just looking so good. I mean, he even stopped doing the crossbows, right? Like, why do you need them? Like we said, Sofa, don't care. Knights. He done all this without Boy's Fortitude, by the way. He never got that tech. Huge health increase when you have 20 plus knights, right? A knight has 230 health. If you have 20 and you add in Boy's Fortitude, that's 500 more health in your comp. Very valuable tech to have. But he just wanted the DPS instead of spending 500 on defense. Is Vortex taking a break after this one, Tube? Bro, Vortex, come on. You gotta try to defend the title. Especially with someone else coming back. I have a feeling we're gonna see a lot of top pros signing up in 2025, by the way. A lot of players focusing on the team tournaments at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if Vortex is trying to focus on the 2v2 tournament, right? That series against Louis, the CSO, probably a wake-up call. But I think you're going to see gradually everyone want to be involved in the midweek muster. Wow, like I said, not done yet. Definitely up against the ropes. He needs to make a move soon. The tide is trending against him. He's still only 1 TC. So for raid? Okay, this is a good start. Oh, did he overjump? I think he didn't even get the walls up in time, right? So far have stuck in. This is a good raid for Wam. But he has to do more. It's a good step in the right direction, but it now relies on the most aggressive player. Toro, not looking to send it. That's exactly what Vortex is going to do. He says, great, you sent in a few cav. Let me show you what a lot of cav looks like. Woo! Wait! You mess with the bull and you get the horns. Forces defense, Wam. Only 7 Sofa here. Archer's crossbow starts stepping back. It is going to force him off of the cattle. Able to at least protect that. In the meantime, he has lost access to the central gold. Looks like the raid has practically been shut down. So, decent damage done, but also damage taken there. Wow, only 5 of these Sofas. Now, in fairness, they are absorbing a lot of shots. They got the full ranged armor upgrade, right? That's why you're seeing Vortex back away. Now he has to make the crossbow switch. That was the difference before. The archers were very impactful because Wam actually didn't have imported armors in those early fights. Love this. Wam doesn't sit on his ass waiting to be hit again. He's like, okay, that raid was reasonable. I can build more Sofa behind this. Small groups of Sofa are working. But what I need is more kills to keep Vortex in check. Fortunately, this time, Vortex's renewed aggression may be a little bit fast for Wam. He's in position yet. The walls are already up. He won't get there. The dive is already coming in. 38 Donzo. So he's trying to get rid of the mosque here. Also smart, not only does it deny the relic, it gives an easier flow in towards the cattle. Just have to back up a little bit here. We've also got castle turrets coming in everywhere. He's looking to get stronger defenses across the map. Vision is looking good for Vortex. Check this. He sees everything towards Wam's base. Crossbow count is also just kind of getting out of control. Wam's probably going to have to go mangoes. I mean, there's not really any other option in this type of position, right? Like, the crossbows are going to get to a stage where they'll kind of just stand their ground in the fights. The other biggest scare I have for Wam is Vortex is trending towards Imperial. There's no reason not to from this position, right? You can Spaskaya on the central gold. Hell, you can even just high armory this. And it feels inevitable. 172 population is about ready. This is nightmare fuel right now for Malian mains. You're at 21 minutes in the game, and you're not at 200 pop, your opponent's about to be. It doesn't really get much worse than this. This Civ's all about zerging, and he's even tried to zerg, right? He built Mass Donzo. Like, you're talking about Vortex having double the night count to Sofa, and Sofas are cheaper. And there it is. Vortex! He done this to Dimmu with the Berkshire. He loves dropping these landmarks in their face. Oh man, I know Donite is out there smiling. He's going to back up for the moment. Doesn't want to overextend while teching. Showing a lot of respect here right now to Wam. But Wam, I have to wonder, like, you know, is it just going to be a GG? He'll probably go for the last Ura, look for the fight. Has to, right? But I don't think that fight can come before the landmark. And if it goes up, how are you diving a cannon emplacement? How is that ever meant to end well? And yes, Spaskaya became more popular because the high armory. Mangoes eventually come in, but they come in a lot later. And I think Spaskaya gives a level of secure, right? For Vortex, he loves this as a staging point to hit the base, but for other players, it's great for securing an 8k vein that gets you into that late game. Wow, I'm just realizing how screwed he is on sneak attacks here. Looks like we have got Spearman Horseman being prepped by Vortex, so he's just looking to body these fights now. Wow, I'm trying to make a move. Is this timing right here? I mean, theoretically, you can burn through the walls, but he hesitates and backs up. Army already mirroring the move. Safer on the north side should be able to be a little bit annoying. There is a break-in opportunity here. But there is a hard defense coming, guys. Vortex had plenty of gold in reserve. Elite techs have already been queued up. It's going to try to break through the wall, but the Knight's already there. And it's not just elite tech. Remember, the Rus have the poleaxe tech for an extra +4 damage. The Sofas were already losing these fights. It's going to be even more one-sided. It's all about the Donzo defense now. Vortex doesn't even care for the Streltsy. We've got mass spears coming. I mean, it makes sense, right? The Sofas are Wam's way back in. He needs to raid. Just leave spears at home to defend. Knight's crossbows go in. The cool thing is, he's optimizing for his attack point here with his elite techs. Spears can be upgraded later. This is all about the now. Now is his time to claim his crown. Moves in onto the Fulani. Wam, in the middle of a farm transition right now. Good luck with that. Elite upgrades just came in. Wam. Rock in a hard place, right? It's like, do I attack? Do I defend? And he realizes it's it. It's too late. It's happened again. Wam, once again, pipped at the post. The Spaniard is back. Vortex is your champion in midweek muster number 5. Wow. What a performance. GG's to both the players. Wam always turning up, right, in these grand finals is bloody impressive in itself, making all 5 so far, but once again, denied after his, opening week. Getting so close, then back to back against his bro, probably thinking that this is finally the time, but Vortex says no, takes it in 6. Big congrats to him. He takes the lion's share of the $300 prize pool on offer today. Don't worry, folks, plenty of weeks to come, and we've got some cool upcomers. Let's just say the return of a reigning champion looking to defend his title, and also someone else who historically has been a podium level player signing up for midweek muster number 6. Get your guesses in the chat. Who do you think we're going to see as a new or returning addition in week 6 when it kicks off very soon? Let me know, and I'll catch you all at the next chapter.